Guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video we're gonna be doing surfacing of this SPACEMOUSE Enterprise. So few quick notes before we start. In this video I'm gonna be using also SPACEMOUSE as my navigation tool. So navigation may look different on your PC if you are not using SPACEMOUSE as well, if you are using just a regular mouse. Also, this video is going to be like having a lot of charts. I have decided to split it into different stages of this design so you understand better what's happening. And yeah, in the end of the video we are gonna be going through the process and discuss it, so we also better understand what we did. But it means that while we are gonna be modeling this thing, we're not gonna talk a lot about it. So let's start. So we're gonna kick things off with a top plane sketch, and we need one rectangle by midpoint. Dimensions are going to be 249, and we have from middle or from the origin to the right line we have 60. No, sorry, actually we have this line being 154. Now we're gonna make these for construction, and let's see what's next. We're gonna need a center line that goes from here to here, so from midpoint to the midpoint. Now let's try making a tangent going from here this way. So yeah, this one is tangent with this line and it starts in this point. Distance from this center line till this point is gonna be around 63.75. A radius is going to be 1000. So that's how it's gonna look like. Now we're gonna do the same here. Tangent arc going from this direction here, and distance from center line till the point is 56.5, and radius 350. In this video, as you can see, I'm gonna really work slowly because I don't want to make any mistakes, and this model is not really simple, so if we make one mistake we have probably screwed the whole video, the whole model. So we also need one center line going from this point narrowly like this, and make sure that the angle between this one and this one is 4. Dimension has, okay. Now we're gonna need again few tangent arcs. Now first one is gonna start going from this center line we just drew, and it should end somewhere around here, so it's below the origin, and it goes in this right direction. Make sure to use control so you avoid any snapping. Now second tangent arc goes up, and it's gonna have this left side orientation, and we're gonna end here actually, because we want to make this point and this line coincidence. This arc and this line, they should be tangents, and of course these two, they should also be tangents. Now let's see about dimensions. We go from this rectangle bottom line to this point. We have 100. Now let's bring back this point way down, and distance for that point is gonna be from same line 155. Okay, now third tangent arc goes from this arc and it ends in this one. As you can see, it's already fully defined. Let me just check, is this sketch done or not? Yeah, we have to do just 2 fillets, so 12.5. Okay, and 4.5 for this point here. Click OK, and this is actually one of the bottom shapes of our model. You'll see later how are we gonna use this sketch. Exit the sketch, and now let's also make something clear here. I'm gonna call it just part 1. Make sure when you are out of the sketch in the ISO view that planes and this sketch are oriented like this. We have front plane here, top plane is the plane we used for this first sketch, and right plane is here, crossing it in this way. This is really important for whole tutorial to be set it like this, so if you haven't, please do it. Now for this first chapter we just have to do another top plane sketch. So top plane sketch. I'm going to hide sketch number 1, and we need center line. I'm gonna make midpoint line. I'm not sure which version of Solidworks you are using and are you having it. Basically this midpoint line can be done by simply drawing center line like this and then adding a relation of midpoint. Now dimensions is, I'm gonna make this one 300, and we're gonna draw another center line somewhere around here. From that one we go with another tangent arc to this side, and make sure you're drawing it tangentially to this left center line, which is horizontal. We have from the origin till this one 121.5. Radius here is 350, and this is gonna be slightly different sketch from the first one. So at the end of this tangent arc we draw another one. It's gonna look something like this, and the radius for this one is 3.5. and now this point goes from here 48. Now we need one really short tangent arc. It goes from here. Now make sure of course it's tangents. It should look like this. The radius is 200. Let's just bring it back slightly. Okay. Sorry if my voice is cracking, I'm not really healthy these days. So another tangent arc. Why the hell it's not tangents? Tangent, okay. Radius of 65. Now we also need another center line. This center line is gonna go something like this. Make sure it's only horizontal, and from the origin it's gonna go like 60. Damn, I was so close. So this center line is gonna be used so we can have this point coincidence here. And we have a radius for this one. Okay, we have also already placed. So another center line. Actually we need two of them. One vertical something like this, and another horizontal here above the origin. This one goes from the origin 30.5, and this one goes vertically 34. Now make sure that this arc is tangent with this center line. Okay, next tangent arc goes from this one and it ends on this center line. Now distance here is gonna be vertically from this line 65.5. Okay, and a radius is 125. As you can see, everything we draw so far is black, which means it's fully defined, as Solidworks says. And yeah, two of them are left. So center line from this center line to the left, make sure it's horizontal, and we need tangent arc going from that one to the right. Distance from the origin up is 107. Okay, and radius here is gonna be 1000, and we go from this point till this line 55. And the last tangent arc goes from this one till this point. And in this point we have fillet of 17.5. Let's just check, is this sketch done? I think it is. I just think it looks weird, but I think it's fine. I don't think I made some wrong dimensions here. And yeah, we can proceed. So exit the sketch, ISO view, save, and we can move on. Now, in order to continue, we have to show the sketch number 1, and we are gonna draw a right plane sketch. We can definitely rotate and look at the space like this. We need a 3-point arc, which should look something like this. Now, this bottom point is gonna be coincident with this one. This point and this one, they're gonna be vertical. And now we're gonna go from origin till this point vertically 41, and the radius of this arc is going to be 150. Now this is how it's gonna look like from the right view. So that's it. Exit the sketch, save, and now we need to extrude this. Make sure before we do this that here in these tabs you have surfaces tab enabled. So we go there, click on the sketch and do extruded surface. So we're gonna need 50, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this direction, so it's on the left side of the screen. And click OK, save. Now we need a plane by top plane and this top point of the surface. On this plane we're gonna draw a sketch and we're gonna hide the plane. Now in this sketch we're gonna convert this arc from sketch, I think it's sketch, it's not important, it's probably sketch number 1. So convert, and we're gonna hide this sketch, extend this a little bit and go from, let's say, origin till this point. We have 90. Exit the sketch, save, and now we're gonna do something similar on the top plane. So top plane sketch, convert this one, hide sketch number 2, extend, and we don't have to use dimension, we can just click on these two and make vertical, just to make sure that it is 90. Exit the sketch, and we're gonna build one initial surface. This is gonna serve us as one of the outer shape faces. So boundary surface, direction 1 is gonna be this edge, and we're gonna use curvature to face. Okay, direction 2, this edge and this one. Now let's get back to this direction 1, and here where it says influence we want 100% curvature. Now the reason for that is because this face is gonna be mirrored later, and we want to have between those faces perfect curvature. As you can see, it looks pretty good. Save, and I guess we can actually hide this one. This is just a helping surface. I'm gonna bring back these two sketches just so I know where am I in the space. Click ISO, however you say, and save. We're also now gonna do something similar, just on different area here. So right plane sketch, and again we can just rotate something like this with zooming this area here. It's bottom of these first two sketches. Now we need, I'm just gonna rotate more like this actually. So we are looking from this side. We need 3-point arc that is looking like this, and this one is gonna be coincident with this point, and this one, they are gonna be vertical. The height of this one is going to be 8.5 and the radius should be 30. This looks weird, but okay. Exit the sketch, save, and let's see what's next. We need surface extrudes, so it's same just like we did on the first one, 50 on this side. Save, and we also need top plane with this top point. It's called vertex, but it's the same. Click OK, sketch here. I'm gonna hide the plane. And I need this to convert. Hide sketch number 1. Let's see how long should this be. From here to this point we have 70. Exit the sketch and top plane sketch, and same here, convert, hide. You will see later why we're doing this as we are doing and not using the sketch we have, actually sketch number 1 and 2. Again 70. And here we're gonna build the same surface like we did before. So we go to boundary surface, direction 1 this edge, direction 2 this sketch and this one, and here we choose curvature to face. Okay, it's gonna say something 100%. If we open up zebras, yeah, this is not perfect, that's why we had that notification, but it's not that bad either. I don't see any problems actually. Ease of view, I'm gonna hide this surface extrude, it was just a helping surface. Let's see what's next. Believe it or not, I'm using pen and paper to prepare every tutorial I do. So, right plane sketch, and this is also one of the initial shapes of the mouse, of the space mouse that we're gonna draw now. So we need for a start center line going from the left to the right horizontally, and it stays on the left from the origin, so it goes from the origin to the point 29.5. okay, 30 from the origin vertically. The length of center line is not important, and we need tangent arc going from the center line right, slightly down, something like this. Distance from point to point 20. Now we also need one center line. Make sure that this center line starts from this point and it goes narrowly up like this. Bring back a right view, and the angle is gonna be, let's draw one center line here. Make sure it's horizontal, and angle between these two is 16. So one straight line here, make sure it's collinear. Distance vertically is 70. we have tangent arc here. Actually, this should actually be tangent arc, I think. Let's see. So tangent arc from point to center line, 23.5 and 70 from point to point. Obviously something is not right. So what's not right is the way we draw this arc. Sorry about that. Delete and let's try again. Now this time make sure that arc goes slightly up like this. And now let's add dimensions again. 70 and 23.5. We add, let's try with 3-point arc, something like this, and make it tangent here and tangent here. As you can see, sketch is fully defined, so we can proceed. We can proceed with surface extrude, again 50 in this left direction. Save, and we need another right plane sketch. For a start, let's draw a center line. It's gonna be vertical on the right side from the origin. Length is not important. The only thing important is that from the origin to the line we have 14.75. Now we need another center line. Make sure that this one is narrow like this, and we go from center line to the point 28.75. Vertical length is 7.5. We have from origin vertically 27.5 and vertical, no, this is horizontal, length 7.5. Now here on this center line we're gonna draw 3-point arc, so 1, 2, 3. The radius is going to be 75. Now exit the sketch and do revolved surface. As axis we choose this one. Click OK. Now as you can see, this is one of the shapes where that middle joystick, or however you call it, of the space mouse is gonna be placed. So we need this surface as one of the base surfaces to be right there. As well, this is gonna be one helping surface that is going to allow us to build this middle surface of the space mouse. Let's see what's next. Another right plane sketch, and this one's gonna be easy. We're gonna go with spline. It's gonna be 2-point spline, and let's rotate actually so we see what we are doing. We go from this point till this one. Let's bring back a right view and draw a center line from this point to the left. Make sure it's not horizontal, and draw another one going from the origin anywhere you want. Just make sure it's horizontal. So the angle here is gonna be 3, and we have this to be tangents. This let's actually add here. I'm gonna click on spline and drag this handle like this. I'm gonna click on this edge on this one and make it curvature. Distance of the curvature is gonna be 70 and distance of this handle is 165. Exit the sketch and extrude again 50 in this direction. So what we did here with these few surfaces is that we built, I'm gonna call it bottom surface, even though the bottom is actually here. We have built the top. This is later just gonna be trimmed with some surfaces, this one as well, and these two surfaces here along with this one are just the base for the main shape of the face that is gonna be all the way around here. So far so good. We are now gonna start building this side surface of the model. So let's do a top plane sketch and let's show first two sketches. So make sure to choose this one, so it's sketch number 1. Convert that line and we can hide these. Now from the, let's actually drag this point up and this one down, and let's just bring back this first sketch and we go from this line till the point 10 and from the origin till this point we have 29.5. so it's gonna be aligned with this edge here. Exit the sketch and that's the sketch done. Let's see what's next. Yeah, we have to actually extrude this one, extruded surface by 50, and we're gonna go up. Click OK, save. Now let's see. We're gonna draw a sketch on a right plane. Now what we need here is gonna be a center line, and it goes from this edge to the right side. Make sure it's horizontal, and let's rotate this one and just convert this edge here. Bring back the view and make this one for construction. We're gonna need here one center line that goes from the point to the left narrowly, so we can add angle. Let's use this one and this one, 3 degrees, and now we're gonna have two arcs, two tangent arcs. One goes from here down and another one goes from this one slightly up. Now let's add dimension to this center line. It goes from the origin vertically 20, and we have from the point till this one also 20. Now let's connect these two like this and make sure they are tangent to each other, and that's the sketch done. Now we can actually switch this one. Let's drag it till this edge and switch it to the line, and which means it's not construction line anymore. Exit the sketch and we can extrude this by 90, and this is direction. Click OK and we can now trim. Trim tool is gonna be this surface, and we're gonna select a remove selection. So we're gonna remove this top surface, top part of this surface actually. And let's just for a moment hide this last surface extrude, and let's also hide sketch number 1. So now we need a plane, and this is gonna be, so here we are building, you're gonna see we just need few profiles for one of the surface we want to create. So we now need few planes where we are gonna draw those profiles. So first plane is from the front plane and this point. Okay. And next plane is from the front plane and 61.5. This is direction. Make sure this arrow goes in this direction. Click OK. Let's just see what's next. Okay, let's hide these two and let's bring back this surface. Now if we take a look closely here, you're gonna see that this surface and this one, they are not really connected, they are not really intersecting each other like they are doing here in this point, in this plane. So what we have to do now is to just extend this one. So we go to extend surface, we extend this edge, and we say up to surface, we choose this one. Click OK, and it works fine. Let's see what's next. So we now need to find the point, and that point is where these 1, 2 and 3 surfaces are connected here. But if you take a look at, if you try like using front plane and plane to place a plane there, you're not gonna be able to find that point because they are not intersecting each other. So we're gonna create a 3D sketch, and it's just gonna be one straight line. Make sure that this line is on a y-axis, so it's kind of vertical. Now this point is gonna be on this surface, so click on surface, and it's also gonna be on this edge, so make a coincidence, and it should also be on this edge. Now it's gonna have a problem, so let's go undo and once more and just select this edge actually, and now let's try. Okay, that's not what we want. Now the other way around is gonna be this one. So 3D sketch failed, and we're gonna actually go to offset, and we're gonna offset this one and this one by 0. Now let's hide, we have to hide this boundary and hide surface extrude 5. So we got left, hide this one as well, so we got left just these two, which are a surface offset. We can just now trim mutual these two, remove these two, and now we should have a point here that we can select. Okay, so front plane, plane and points. This was actually a lot better idea. I don't know why I tried with 3D Sketch. And we also need, let's bring back a surface extrude 5. We actually don't need this surface offset any longer, so we can go here in surface bodies and select surface trim, it's called here, press delete and OK. We need surface extrude 5, front plane, and it's this point. So this is gonna be last plane for our profiles. Let's unhide these two. So 4 planes. Now what we also need for this is sketch number 2. So we can now start sketching. Let's see how these are looking like. So we're gonna start off with this one, sketch, and we can just draw a 3-point arc that is gonna look something like this. I'm gonna now rotate, and let's hide these. We don't want to mess around. We can hide all of them actually. So we select this line and this point. It's not easy once you are rotating it. And we say pierce. Pierce means coincident in this plane. And we also selected this edge and this point, and also add pierce relation. Make sure that arc is going this way, and the radius is gonna be 60. That's the first profile done. Now next plane, plane 4, sketch, and we just draw the same thing here. Select this arc, this point, pierce. Let's see which edge here, this one, and the point, and pierce. Also make sure it's going this way, so this is how it should look, and the radius is 100. Exit sketch. We actually now need one top plane sketch. This top plane sketch is actually gonna give us, it's going to give us this one and this one. So we convert these two and hide sketch number 2. Now make sure that this point goes up to here, and we're gonna extend this one and make sure that it's in horizontal relation with these points. So this sketch we built is gonna be one of the profiles for this surface. Now we can continue with our with sketching other profiles. So plane 5, sketch, and it's gonna be another 3-point arc looking like this. Let's rotate to see where. So this one and this one, pierce, and same for, let's see, this one and this one. the radius is going to be 50. Exit the sketch, and the last sketch is on plane 6. So this one is gonna be slightly different. The only difference is gonna be that arc is narrow to this side, so it's gonna look like this, sort of. And this point and this one, they are pairs or coincidence, however you want, and this one and this one. This time around I have used points, that's why it's coincidence. We didn't need Pierce relation because we have come to the end of these two, to the end of the edge and to the end of the line. Radius here is gonna be 25. Now make sure when you are watching from the front view that it's looking something like this. We have the previous sketch, the second and the first, or actually this is second and this is first. So exit the sketch, and we are gonna connect all these in the one boundary surface. So boundary surface direction 1 is gonna be these 4 sketches: 1, 2, 3 and 4. Don't worry if it's at the moment doesn't look the same like on my screen. Direction 2, we have this bottom line from the sketch, and now make sure to do this: right click here, selection manager, make sure this select group option is enabled, and we select this edge. It's gonna ask to select all tangent edges, so we select all these edges here, click OK, and that's how our boundary surface is looking like. Click OK, and let's just hide this one so you see better what we have created here. Now you might be wondering why we have used 4 profiles, 4 of these sketch profiles. Is because I tried with less of them, but the surface wasn't looking really well and well defined, so I had to add more of them and make things harder for us, but it wasn't too hard. Now once we bring back this boundary surface, here you can see that we had to go all the way to here with this one, so we kind of intersect these two, and the importance of one of those profile, it's this one. It had to be coincident with this edge here, so these two are connected here in the same point, and once you, for example, trim out these two, you have these two surfaces connected with the same edge, and they are connected in the same point. So of course we don't need this right now, it's gonna be done somewhere later in the process. I'm just explaining the stuff here. So this is the first side surface. We're gonna go all the way up, and that's how we're gonna close this area and create the top surface. We can now continue to finish this side surface. So in order to do that, let's bring up both first 2 sketches and make another one on top plane. I'm gonna convert this one, and this one, And now let's bring this point back here. We want it to be coincident with this edge. And let's hide this sketch number 2. I'm gonna slide this point up and go from origin till the point 125 millimeters. Okay, that's the sketch done. We can now do extrude surface by 10. Direction is down. Click OK, and let's also find, it should be like sketch number, it's a sketch number 16. It's this one we used for this surface. Let's also extrude it in the same, like this one, 10 direction down. Click OK. And we also have to do something similar for this sketch. So top plane sketch and convert this one, and this one. We can pull this point all the way here and make it coincident. I guess that's how it should be. Let me check. Yeah, and this one should go again up, looking from the top, 125 from the origin. That's the sketch done. Now this one is gonna be extruded in other direction by 50, so go up by 50. We are now building the base for this side surface. I'm gonna also, should I hide? Yes, I'm gonna hide sketch number 1, and let's see what do we have next. Next thing we need to do is a right plane sketch, and let's also convert now this edge and rotate and convert this one as well. Bring back the right view and make these two for construction. Now one straight line goes from this point, make sure it's exactly here. Okay, I managed to miss the end point here, and this line should be narrow, something like this. Let's add angle to it. The angle is gonna be 22 degrees, and we have two tangent arc. One tangent arc goes from this center, from this converted edge, something like this, and then the other one goes like this. We now need one center line. That center line is gonna go from this edge up. Now make sure this point is horizontal with origin. This center line goes from this point 95, and it has height of 15.25. Now let's make sure these two are tangents, and these two as well. They already are. Okay, and the last thing is that this arc and this point, they are coincident. Is there something else? Yeah, I definitely forgot one dimension. So what's missing in this sketch to make it fully defined is not actually the dimension, it's that center point of this arc. It's this one, should be in vertical relation or coincident with this line. When I said a vertical relation, I meant with this point. Now as you can see, the sketch is fully defined and it looks slightly different. That's actually not it. We have to add a line here and make it narrow and make it collinear with this one, and just add some length like 25. Exit the sketch, and we're gonna trim out the bottom piece of trim type standard. We're using sketch, remove selection and bottom piece. Just like we did with this surface, we now have to do just two profiles. So first plane for first profile is gonna go with front plane and this vertex here. Click OK, and the other one is gonna be placed here. That's right. Now we go to this plane. Let's hide it. So it's plane 7. Sketch. I'm gonna rotate this environment, this model actually, and draw 3-point arc that looks like this, sort of. Now make sure that this point is hard to catch, and this one, they are coincident, and same here. Radius is going to be 250. Now looking from the front, this is how it's looking like. Okay, exit the sketch, and now hide this last plane we made and sketch on it. And we are again drawing something similar. Let's try catch this point right away. So from this one till this one, this is the shape of the arc, same like this one, just different radius. Radius is 40. So now we have all inputs for the boundary surface that we have to build. So yeah, let's do it. We use boundary surface. Direction 1 is gonna be right click here, selection manager, and we select this edge. Make sure here is select group, click on this tangent which gives you all these edges till the end, click OK, and again same, make sure to touch this edge, not this one, because those two are not same surface. Click OK, and now we of course need direction 2 is gonna be this edge, this sketch, and this one. Now this edge is just gonna be tangent to face. Again, sorry for my voice. Click OK. Now let's just check something out. If we turn on the curvature, you can see that this last surface we built is not really perfect, neither this one is. You can see here small snapping, but we actually have all these inputs we use to create these two surfaces to now create third, and let's hide this one. Let's also find here in surface bodies we need, it's a surface, not this one, it's a surface trim, I think. Is it? Yes, it is. And let's bring back these profiles. So these two sketches and all these except for sketch 16. Now let's also try build the boundary surface with these inputs. Sorry. I'm gonna hide few surfaces, so this one and this one, so we better see what we are doing. As you know, we have this one as a separate surface body, this one as well, this one as well, and this one as well, but that doesn't stop us from connecting it all in one boundary surface. So let's go boundary surface, and direction 1 is gonna be all these sketches. I can notice my PC is lagging when I start building the surface, so sorry if you are not seeing it as best. And these two. Okay, now direction 2, selection manager, and make sure group is selected as option. Let's first try getting these edges here, click that one, and let's continue by adding this one and this one. Click OK, and now selection manager again, and same for this one and this one. Click OK and click OK. Now I'm gonna hide these sketches and hide these, and also hide these helping surfaces, so we can see well how this last boundary surface is looking like. On zebras, not bad. On curvature, as you can see, on curvature it looks a lot better than the previous two that we have. So that's something interesting that I also wanted to show you. We haven't really lost a lot of time doing both. Again, not perfect, but a lot better. And I'm also just gonna bring back this one and this one. So that was building these side surfaces. We can now proceed with this top. Now we finally get to the part where we create this top surface, but before that let's prepare that. So this edge, we make a plane by that edge, and this point, it should look like this. Click OK, and let's leave that plane hidden. We need a right plane sketch, and I'm gonna just slightly rotate this one, convert this one, and also make a center line from this point to the left and make it tangent. Also this one can be tangents. Convert this edge, and let's bring back a right view. I'm gonna now create 3 tangent arcs. First goes from here, just make sure it's tangent to this center line. Something like this goes up, this one goes slightly down, and it ends here. Make sure that this third is looking like this, so it's concave down. Make it tangent here, and let's just add some values here. 350, and we have in the middle 115, and this one is gonna be 150. As you can see, that has fully defined sketch, and that's sketch done. We can now extract this surface 50. This is direction. Click OK, and then I'm gonna hide this one and this one. So this surface is gonna be one of those which are gonna help us create this top face. Let's see what's next. We have to trim out some pieces here in order to get a profile for one of those, for that top face. So trim surface, we selected this one and we delete this one, and now again trim surface with this one, we delete this one. Click OK. Let me just find my sketches. Now we go to front plane, make a sketch. I'm gonna take a look at it from this side. Actually, I'm gonna rotate this, it's not really visible what we are doing. So convert this edge and make it for construction, and now let's bring back this view. We draw a tangent arc going from center line till this point here. Okay, let's actually draw a 3-point arc. Now let's let's try adding a relation here. So this point and this one here. Coincident, okay, and tangent between these two. It already is. And as a sketch done, now we can use this sketch to trim out this surface, and that's how we managed to connect these two surfaces onto one edge. Okay, what's next? We need a plane by front plane, and this point here. What happened? Okay, and yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, so I'm just gonna make sure and go once more, and that's it. Actually, I made a mistake, sorry about that. Let's delete the plane and make a plane by this edge actually, and this point. So that's what we actually had to do, and make sure that this blue arrow is pointing to this direction, so opposite of this revolved surface. Click OK. What's next? Okay, this is gonna be one interesting sketch. I'm gonna hide the plane. right plane sketch, and we now have to convert some stuff, and that's gonna be this edge. Now how are you gonna recognize that it is the one? It's basically the first small edge going down right from the origin, below this one. So convert that one, and we have here, okay. Now we need tangent arc going from this one, okay, 3-point arc going from this one, something like this, and make sure it look like this. Let's also convert these two. So once you convert those, they are kind of connected with this one, but these two are actually gonna be for construction, and we are gonna create here center line going from this point, something like this. Make sure it's narrow, not horizontal, vertical, or anything. And now let's make it here, let's add normal relation. It's called perpendicular, but I'm not able to pronounce it well, so I call it normal 2, because angle here is 90 degrees. So we also need, we can actually connect these 2 points, and this line is gonna go from the point till this edge. Now from this top point, make sure it's this, from this edge, from this converted edge till this one, we have 2.5. Now what's important here is that these two, they are parallel, and the only thing left here is to add tangency here, and I believe we have tangency here. We don't. That's interesting. Actually, what we have to do is to delete this parallel relation. That's causing the issue now. Now you can see tangency here is working between these two, tangent, and between these two we also have tangents. So that's what had to be done, and we are gonna trim out this surface. Now the reason why we are doing this couple times is because we needed some height, and I could have do this the other way, but I don't know. And we're gonna repeat, so go to the front plane, make a sketch, convert this edge, make it for construction, and now let's draw tangent arc, something like this, and another one finishing in this point. Okay, now this one is here, of course, tangent, and same here, and we're gonna make a dimension from the point till the point 50.50, yeah, okay, and the radius is 900, and that's what pretty much fully defines this sketch, because this arc is depending on these 2 dimensions, so it doesn't need additional dimensioning. And we go trim surface, and we again trim out this piece. Save. Actually, we have trimmed this out because that's how the shape of this top face that we're gonna build is actually looking like. That's why we had to do it twice, and we had to do it at the Yeah, I'm not really sure why we had to do it twice, but never mind. Next thing is the plane. This one, sketch. I'm gonna rotate, convert this one, make it for construction, and I'm gonna select this face and go to intersection curve. Intersection curve is something like converting the face in the plane where we are drawing. So we need something similar to this previous sketch. So I'm gonna bring back this view, normal tool. It's not easy to see, but it's visible. So tangent arc goes from the center line we converted all the way right, and another one finishes in this point. Now once we rotate it, this is how it's looking like. So dimension from the point till the point horizontally we have 49, and we have here for this arc a radius of 1250. Again, that's something which is gonna fully define the sketch, and as you can see, these two edges are pretty much gonna follow each other and define that shape we are gonna build. So exit the sketch, let's see what's next. Just as I thought, it's gonna be the sketch on this last plane we built. So sketch, I'm gonna rotate. You already know the process. Convert this one for construction. Here we have intersection curve for construction as well, and again something similar. So tangent arc, just make sure it's going slightly down. This is not gonna be easy to draw actually. Let's bring back plane 11 view, normal to, okay. Where are we? We are here. So tangent arc, that's great. Let's try one more time. I'm gonna try like this. Tangent between these two, and we fucked up. Okay, we have to keep tangency between these two without losing. I have to check, like, is something wrong here? For some reason these points are in the same height. Don't know how that happens. So I think I know how this error came in. Let's double check how this surface was created. So edit the sketch, and I'm actually gonna delete this one, delete this one. I'm gonna convert this edge, make it for construction. Let's delete this one as well. Radius was 350. Okay, delete, and add center line that goes like this. Now just make sure that angle here is 3 degrees. And now let's add tangent arc going from this center line some around here, and let's connect these two. Now let's actually first add radius 350, and now let's make them tangents. So the mistake I made was that this arc was tangent to some other line that was more like a horizontal, and this one is having 3 degrees, and with 3 degrees this point is actually slightly higher than it was previously. So exit the sketch. I like that this happened because I'm gonna show you how to rebuild this. So plane 11 is now having error, so edit feature, missing edge, missing vertex, delete. Sorry for my voice. So edge and point, click OK. Okay, sketch has also lost some relations, but it's not too bad. Just delete this one, drag up, convert again, and for construction, and let's bring back this view. So go normal 2, and if we now drag one center line like this, you're gonna notice, let's make it horizontal, you're gonna notice that this height here is what was missing one in the previous. When I draw it previously, there was almost no height, and this center line was hitting this point, so that was the problem. Now let's bring back this here, make it tangent. Again, it's trying to screw me over. Now let's actually try adding radius first. So 1250, that's interesting. 40 goes like this, and now let's just add tangency here. Okay, I made it. I hope you made it as well. So that's how it should look like. It appears that it's almost straight line, but it's not. Trust me, it's two arcs which are forming this shape you're gonna see now. So we have come to this boundary. For direction 1 we are using selection manager, we are using, make sure select group is selected, so we are using this loop of edges. Click OK, selection manager, and we are using, let's first select this one, we are using this loop of edges. If this blue selection doesn't go all the way, it means you probably made a mistake and you have to go back. Now click OK. Direction 2. With direction 2 we also have to use selection manager because of these two. Click OK. Add this sketch, add this one, and add this edge. And that's mostly how it's gonna look like. And we just need to add here tangency to face. It's gonna be 100%. We really want to push that face out because it's gonna be mirrored and it has to look like one face with that mirrored piece, and it has to have a good transition between in this area. That's why the tangency is 100%. The bigger the value, the more it goes kind of to the right. So click OK. And that was creating this top face, but actually creating this top look of all of those faces is gonna be different story. So we have actually just scratched the surface with this surface. Yeah, we haven't even begun. Now this is where the fun starts, and this is where we actually start building this top shape. And believe me, this is gonna be really huge hustle, so you better prepare yourself. We're gonna open it up with a sketch. This one's gonna be easy, so right plane sketch, and we need line going from this. Let's rotate, select an intersection curve, right view. Okay, we don't need this one for construction, and let's make lines something like this. Make sure it's narrow. It goes 10 vertically, and the angle between this one and this one is 65. And we are also gonna add center line in the midpoint here, up, make sure it's vertical. Exit the sketch, and we're gonna build here one revolved surface. And as you can see, everything is set up. This center line is the axis of revolution. We are done. Now we're gonna build the transition here between this face and this one, surface or face, however you call it, it's almost the same. Now let's see how are we gonna do it. We're gonna start with trim, make sure it's mutual, so we select this one and this one, and what we have to trim is, make sure it's remove selection. What we have to trim is this inside piece of this top face and this bottom piece of this revolved face. Click OK, and as you can see, this is what's left. On this side we actually haven't done any trimming. Now this looks weird actually. So what I'm gonna do is delete the trim. Let's hide this one. And let's see now if we actually use trim standard, this one, and this face, and we remove this one. Okay, now let's try using this one to remove this one. It doesn't work, so let's actually try something else. Top plane sketch, and I'm just gonna make one straight line going something like this. This line can be vertical, it has to cross the origin, and it just has to be very long. Now split line, I'm gonna split this face, this surface. Okay, now let's actually try trimming. Trim tool is this one, and remove this bottom piece. No, it's not gonna work again. So let's actually delete this split line and use this sketch as a trimming tool for this one. Now we are gonna definitely be able to trim out this piece. Okay, and we need another split line, right plane sketch, It's gonna be something like center line from the midpoint down. Make sure it's vertical, and the midpoint line, make sure it's horizontal, and make sure it's long, like longer than 120, and the length of this one is gonna be 0.5. Exit the sketch. We're gonna split this one, and another split line, top plane sketch. We need cycle, and it's gonna be centered here. The diameter of 75.5. Split line, we're gonna split this face, and now we have two edges which are gonna create transition. It's this one and this one. If you are wondering why am I not just doing a regular fillet between these two, is because I tried fillet so many times and it was just not giving that satisfying result, because it couldn't achieve this, that it starts like I just wanted it to achieve that it goes in the same line looking from the right, like a straight line. That's what you can't do here with fillet, while you also have this surface not really straight. You can see how complex it is. So let's see, we're gonna delete face. It's gonna be this one. Okay, now boundary surface, and we select this edge, and we also select this one. Now this first edge is gonna be tangent, and this second is gonna be curvature. Reason for curvature and tangent is we don't need a lot of, how to say this, we don't want to offset a lot this face that we are building from here, from this edge. We just want it to be slightly tangent with the face that is already there, but we do want some stronger tangency going from this edge of this face, because once you add curvature, it's gonna follow this shape you had there a lot more. Click OK, and yeah, let me show you something interesting now. In the curvature you can see it's not perfect, and yeah, that's something what I meant by hustling. Now you're gonna see how are we gonna make it not perfect but better than this. So top plane sketch, and we are gonna basically chop off the things that we don't need. So we need a line going from, let's actually draw something like a rectangle, 2-point rectangle. Make sure these two are coincident. From the origin down we go 29.5, and let's convert this edge, make it for construction. So this center point of the cycle and this one, they are gonna be coincident. And also we need one center line here that is gonna be coincident with this line, and also this point is gonna be coincident with this edge. Now we have from the center line to the line 25. Trim out, So we are trimming these. Yeah, something is wrong with this dimension. I think we actually had to do, we needed to go from this one. So center line here, coincidence with this edge. Smart dimension and 25. Let's see how it's gonna look now. Yeah, that's a lot. That's way better. And what is also wrong with this trim we did is that we actually had to remove this one as well. Click OK, and we can now hide this face that is left. We don't need it, or we do. Okay, bring it back. So we are gonna need now one right plane sketch. I'm gonna rotate and select this edge. No, it's actually not the one. Let me just check, sorry. It's gonna be probably this one. Yes. So convert this one and the right view. We need, so yeah, this tutorial is not really easy even for me. I'm really confused. So it's actually not this one. It's, let's hide this one. It was this face. Wow, so mind-blowing. I'm not gonna blow up, don't worry. Right view, converts this edge, and they are both gonna be for construction. We need 3 points spline going from this point, and second point and third point is gonna be on this edge. Now we add dimension between the point and origin. We have 100. We can, yeah, okay, we can actually trim out this piece to make these two tangents. Here we have 90 for that handle. And we're gonna need these points to go from the origin to 29.5. Also we have here that this handle is gonna be horizontal. Just slightly drag this one like this. Of course, someone is tagging me on Facebook. Sorry about my phone. I'm really like losing concentration here. So 22 degrees, distance for this one 16, and this handle distance is 95. And we also have between this point and origin vertically 30. I was so damn close. Guys, as you can see, I'm really trying to work slowly and not make any mistakes. I'm really under pressure here because one mistake and everything is gonna be screwed over. So this is not easy for me at all. Don't ever do long tutorials. So top plane sketch. Now this one is gonna be easy. Actually, sorry about that. Exit the sketch and let's first extrude this surface 50 in this direction. Now let's do top plane sketch, and we're gonna convert this edge and this one. 2 point spline between. Make sure tangency is between here and here as well. And we have for this handle 140, and for this one 100. Let's see now what's next. This is gonna actually trim out this face. Now the reason why we actually need so many trimming here, and like we removed a lot of this face, the reason for that is that the space mouse here is kind of going up here, and it has that weird shape in this section, so that's why we need to do that. And I need a sketch, but let's find which plane it is. It's a plane, it should be plane number 3. Yes, it is. Let's just check plane 3 and front plane. Are they on 29.5? Yes, they are. So it is this plane number 3 sketch. We're gonna convert these like intersection curve. Make sure they are for construction. And we have here 2 point spline from point to point. Now make sure that these two are equal curvature, and here we have tangency. The reason we want curvature here is because we want really that shape of this spline to somehow follow the shape of this face on this side, while on this side we actually don't want a lot tangency, and we are gonna make that handle 30, because that's how basically the shape of this space mouse is looking like, and this handle is gonna be 75. Exit the sketch, and we're gonna do surface fill. Now let's see is it gonna work, because this edge is not being split into two. So surface fill, filled surface, however you call it, edge, sketch, edge. Okay, it does work. As you can see, we have actually from the start we have one good looking surface. Now this one is gonna be curvature, and this one is gonna be tangent. Reason for this now is that if we add tangency here for this edge, it's gonna be just enough knowing how tangent this sketch of this surface was on this edge here, and same for this sketch, while we want curvature on this one, so like stronger tangency. We just want that surface to go more to the right. So again, once we mirror this face, it has to have like a good transition. So click OK, and don't worry, we're not done yet. So we're gonna do a top plane sketch, and we need actually the sketch of this trimming, so just convert it, exit. Actually yeah, we don't need this sketch. If we have this rectangle here, we can just use it to do a split line of this surface, and this is what we get. And now we can just close, actually we can't, we need actually just one small surface here. So to do that we need a right plane with these points. Click OK, sketch. I'm gonna instantly rotate it and hide the plane, and also select these two and do intersection curve. Make it for construction, and between these two we want 2 point spline. Of course, here we're gonna have here relations of curvature equal curvature. Left handle is gonna be 35, the right one is 40. And the only reason why we had to delete that face from here and now create that face again is that the previous face wasn't really perfect. So the filled surface, sketch, edge, edge, edge. Okay, now all of these edges, so select this, apply to all edges and apply tangency. And that's the surface done. Not only that this face here wasn't perfect, it's not perfect now, but it wasn't perfect for what we are gonna build now, and that's the patch here. That patch is not really just a patch of this hole, that patch is a patch of this face that we deleted, but we, as you remember, added this face here, this surface, and that is actually changing the way this shape is looking like. So that's why this here has to be the way it is. I really hope you understand something here, but as I said, in the end of this tutorial we're gonna examine everything and you will understand everything. For the end of this chapter we need one surface fill. So fill surface, this edge, this one, this small piece here, and this one. They should all together create, make sure this is selected, fix up boundary. Okay, as you can see there is a preview and they should create here the surface. Now make sure apply to all edges is selected, and once we switch it to tangency, as you can see everything is now gonna become tangent, but we don't want for this last edge, this edge here, we want that one to be contact, so deselect apply to edges, apply to all edges and select contact. Now as you can see all others are still tangents, so that's why we needed this apply to all edges to be enabled, and now we don't need it because we want contacts only for this one, and as you can see now it's working. Click OK, and now as you can see we got what we wanted, and you're gonna admit that, let's hide this one, that once we create it, let's just slightly go back. We're gonna go back up to here. So roll back. As you can see, you're gonna admit that this, what we had here, is completely different from what we have now, and this is how the SPACEMOUSE should look like, not what we had previously. Let's also try changing something here. Let's try making it's this edge. Let's try making it curvature. Make sure apply to all edges is not selected. Let's try curvature, and same for this small piece. I think it's working. Yeah, now it's even better, but it's actually not. Yeah, so let's go back. Let's not change anything. It's quite decent now as well, and it's gonna be even better. So let's also mirror, bodies to mirror. We select everything and we deselect this one. Face plane, come on, right. And yeah, we are making good progress here. So now we have to fix this issue. This issue is looking like this. You can see these lines are showing that there is not perfect transition between these surfaces. Yeah, you can see it clearly here in zebra stripes. Now let me just shortly explain you something. The way you see now all these surfaces, everything we've done so far was made in a way that this shouldn't happen, because as you know, before I prepare tutorial I have to make the part as perfect as I can, and that's why I come up with this concept of cutting and doing this and that. And in my original part, where I used completely same dimensions, completely same inputs for everything, just like in this part we are doing, there was no problems at all. So I blame this mistake on Solidworks. So this is what we are gonna do actually now. We are gonna delete this. We are gonna delete this face. This face is actually the biggest issue here, and this one as well. So we are gonna delete that one as well. You can delete the sketch, the plane. Should we also, yeah, we can delete this one as well, and we're gonna delete this surface. So as you can see now we have this line. So I was also trying to see if I did something wrong, and I double check, like every sketch, everything we did so far, I double check and everything is perfect. But for some reason Solidworks is giving us different results. So I just decided I don't wanna like punish myself for you with fixing these errors, because it's not up to me. We're just gonna insert parts. We're just gonna insert this from the original part. Now make sure here that surface bodies is what we want to import and nothing else. You can make this enabled locate part with movie copy feature, and do not click on screen, just click here OK. As you can see, click OK. As you can see, this is now in the same position, because we took it from the original part that was made, like I said, with completely same inputs, but you're gonna see now that these three surfaces in this area, they are looking slightly different from what we had here. To see that, we're gonna mirror everything except this one. Mirror face plane, right. And now if you take a close look here, you're gonna see that these surfaces are also not perfect, but you can see there is no bad transitions here. They are not perfect, but they are definitely not that bad. Let's turn on zebra. As you can see, they are definitely a lot better than the transitions we had. So yeah, I decided, like, why do we have to struggle when we did everything fine? Let's just import what has also already been done. And yeah, I'm gonna repeat this once more. All these surfaces, all these faces that we imported from the original part, they are completely being they was built with all same dimensions. So yeah, I really blame this one on Solidworks. So yeah, after fixing this, we can continue. And sorry for this inconvenience, it's just sometimes it happens. Maybe I should actually try and see how could I simplify this process so this wouldn't happen, but sometimes it's just not easy to do that. So we can now start finalizing this shape of this model. Now before we do that, we just have to kind of, how to say, nice polish this area here. So to do that, we need a top plane sketch, and we're gonna draw a rectangle by 2 points, goes from this edge down. Dimensions are 18, not 15, 18, and of course from origin to the one of these lines 9, so it sits in the middle. This distance is 50, and now select everything, make for construction, and we need arcs, 3-point arc. So this point, this one, and here, and same here on this line, and another one here. Now the radius for this one is 250, the radius for this one is 50, and let's just select these two. They are gonna be equal, which means both of them are 250. Exits. Actually, let's just this line, let's just turn it back to the normal line. So unselect for construction, and we can exit the sketch, trim surface, and trim out these two pieces, because that's basically the area where we don't have somehow, let's call it, perfect shape, perfect transition between these two surfaces. Now we're gonna rebuild that. Let me just see my sketches. Okay, so boundary surface, direction 1 is gonna be in this edge, and this one direction 2. Selection manager, let me select these two edges. Again, selection manager, and we select these two. Click OK. As you can see, it's gonna close it just the way we want into a 4-sided surface. So edge 1, we have curvature 100%, edge, not 99, 100. Edge 2, it's this one, same curvature to face, 100%. And on these two we don't want that strong, so we want just tangency, and it's gonna be 0%. And here, so we just want slight tangency on these two, and click OK, and you're gonna see now that it looks kind of better, especially on zebras. You can see that zebras may not be perfect, but really close, especially in this area that we previously trimmed out. Let's see what's next. We're gonna keep on trimming, so trim surface. Now select mutual and select this one and this one, and remove selection. We remove these, remove selections, click OK, and we do the same for these two. That's it. Now we also have to delete one face, and that face is here. So delete face, we delete this one and this one. I hope you can see it well. It's what it is, as you can see. Click OK, and let's bring back ussualy, save, and let's see what's next. We're gonna knit this all together. Sorry, I'm just preparing my sketches. So knit everything like this, click OK. As you can see, now it has all became one one surface body, and now therefore we can do some fillets here. So fillet, we're gonna make variable size fillet, items to fillet this edge and this one. So these are these top faces, and make sure before we start that this is not smooth transition but straight. You'll see why. And let's click here and type, for example, 22.5 and set all. And now let's change this one to 15 and this one to 15. So we want top of these edges to be 15 and bottom 22.5, because that's how pretty much our model looks in real life. And now once you select the smooth option, you can see that it's kind of going like it's making curve here. We don't want that, we want straight, therefore we have two straight lines. I hope we have. This one has turned out to be actually looking very bad, so we have to fix that, but not now. We're gonna do it later. So we're just gonna copy this side right there. I don't know why it turned out like that, because as you know, we have this side of screen looking from here as well was just mirrored from this one. So yeah, those are some things in Solidworks I just don't like. Now we're gonna add just one really weird shape here, but it is on SPACEMOUSE, so we have to do it. So this one was really hard for me to understand how to do it. I spent like 2 days on it, and I think it looks pretty decent. So we start with top plane sketch, and we go like this, center line from origin till this point. Then we go right, we go all the way like this, and we draw another center line somewhere from this center line, narrowly down, it finishes on this edge. Now let's actually select this out edge and this point and make it coincident. Okay, it's not gonna work, never mind. Let's see if we can find the dimension. Dimension should go from somewhere around there, but it doesn't show up. Let's try converting this for construction, and now add dimension. It's like, okay, I think it's in a good place. So from the point we have 27, and here we have from point till the point, come on, make sure it's horizontal, it's gonna be 5. And we also need just one line, it's gonna be center line going from this line to the right like this, and just make it normal too. And that's pretty much it. Exit the sketch. And now we need one plane. That plane is gonna be made like this. So plane, this edge is first reference and second is this point. Now make sure that this arrow, this blue arrow, is going this way, so outside of the model, and you switch it here. Click OK, and I'm gonna hide the plane, and of course draw a sketch on it. This sketch is gonna be important, so don't mess up here. It's not actually that hard. We selected this one and this one, intersection curve, and we make these for construction. Now let's bring back plane 12. Let's go back normal 2. So what we actually want here, as you can see, this is the intersection curve. It shows how the surface is looking like in this plane. So what we want to do is actually just slightly erase this line, but we can't erase that sketch and therefore edit the shape. We have to draw the sketch and make surfaces. So that's what we are gonna do. We need 2 point spline that goes, I'm gonna draw it like this, just in the empty space. I'm gonna rotate, and this point is gonna be coincident with this one, and smart dimension we have from point to point. Make sure it shouldn't actually be vertical, it should be like this, angled. It should be 6. Okay, and we also need here this point and this one to be coincident. Dimension here between these 2 points is gonna be 1, and let's just make it angled, not vertical. This is vertical and this is angled, so 1 angled. Okay, now we can try making these tangents, and it doesn't work. Undo. Okay, let's trim out this piece and this one, and let's now make this. Let's try making this. We actually have to trim out this one, and let's try making these tangents, and from some weird reason it doesn't work. Undo. Okay, let's try dragging these handles and then making it tangents. It doesn't work again. Let's try here. This is stuff in Solidworks that really pisses me off. Okay, tangency worked there. Is it gonna work on this side right now? Like, it's nothing special, just make it tangent. What the fuck? Okay, let's add for this one, let's add 90. So we are fine with that left handle. We just have to see how to make this one work. So what I'm gonna do here is use center line, make it here in these points, make it narrow like this, and now try making these perpendicular, or however it's called, just normal too. Okay, and I'm gonna add angle between these two. It's gonna be, fuck off, sorry for my language. So 90. It's the same like we made tangency here. I guess it is and I hope it is. So 20 on this handle. as you can see from this view, this sketch is now slightly going out from this face, and that's what we wanted. Exit the sketch, and that sketch is gonna be one of the main for these surfaces that we're gonna build. But before that we need something else, and that's another top plane sketch. So this top plane sketch is gonna look like this. We are gonna draw one line like this. Make sure it's going like really over the model. I'm gonna rotate, and here this point I'm gonna make it coincident. Let's hide, I think this is this sketch. Yes, we don't need it at the moment. So that's okay. And what actually else we need? Bring back top view. We want, let's try with one center line. Yeah, actually let's bring back this one. Show, because in that sketch we have what we need. It's this center line. Convert it. Bring back top view. I'm gonna hide that sketch, and we want that line and this one to be normal too, so perpendicular relation. Okay, and we can just add some value here. Just make sure it's going out of the model, like 100 and 200. And we're gonna do something similar here on this side. So line, it doesn't have to be very long. Rotate, and let's find this point of the previous sketch. It's this one. Make it coincident. Top view, and make this normal too. Okay. Make sure also this line is going out of the model, like 150, and from here 75. Make sure also that this one is for construction. Let's see, is that all? Yeah, that should be it. Actually, let's leave this one, this center line, let's leave it as a normal line, so do not make it for construction, and trim out these pieces. So this is now looking from the bottom. Okay, exit the sketch, and we're gonna split line. We're gonna split this one and this one. Click OK, and now what you see here is, let's just hide this sketch. As you can see, we have now closed here, like we made good profiles. You will see later. This is gonna be profile for boundary surface, and yeah, on both sides. And we just need, okay, we can start actually this first boundary surface. Bring back this sketch. So direction 1 for boundary surface is gonna be this sketch, and okay, and now carefully select selection manager, and we select this edge. Make sure it doesn't go all the way down, and here it goes up to this, so up to this split line we made. Click OK. Now direction 2, selection manager again, and we have these two edges. Click OK, and this edge as well. Now on direction 1 we're gonna have this sketch is gonna be nothing. This edge is gonna be nothing. Here this edge is gonna be tangent 0%, and same for this one. You're gonna now see how it's gonna turn out. Click OK. Hide the sketch, and you can see what the fuck. Okay, so sketch is not hidden. Hide. Okay, as you can see from this side, this new surface is here in this area, slightly raised, and that's what's gonna give us our shape, the shape we wanted, with this final boundary surface. Now another top plane sketch, and we need, it's gonna be this split line, show it, and we need to convert this one, hide the sketch, offset by 12.5 to the left side, and make sure this one is for construction, and this one as well. Now 3-point arc, 1, 2, 3, and radius of 450. Exit the sketch, and we need split line again. So basically what we have done with these split lines, for example this one was just the same as previous, we have now created that these two edges are gonna become the beginning of boundary surface, and yeah, it's gonna be one of the profiles. So let's build that boundary surface. Direction 1 is gonna be selection manager, and select this one and this one, and oh my god. Sometimes I just wonder why. Everything is just fine, like I don't like this. Let's see what can we do. Selection manager. I guess we can't do anything. Let's actually try making 3D sketch. So we select this one and this one. This is actually pretty much the new problem. This wasn't appearing in my original model, so it's kind of weird. Everything is well connected here, as I can see. Now we cannot get that same error for 3D sketch, I guess. Okay. Now let's try using this 3D sketch as a profile for boundary surface. I guess it's gonna work. The other edge is gonna be this one. Okay. Direction 2, we have don't become orange. We have this edge and this one, and all we want here is this 3D sketch. I hope this is gonna work. No, for 3D sketch we actually can't give any anything like tangency or something like that. So let's try actually deleting the sketch. This is so painful. Like, let's try deleting these two faces. Click OK, and let's see what the hell is wrong here. Everything looks fine. Let's try again with that boundary surface. So direction 1, selection manager. Yeah, this actually might be because You know, we try to fix the issue by adding the the surfaces from the original model. Now we have this problem. Let's try fill surface. And yeah, that doesn't work as well. Let's try adding tangency to all edges except for this one. Perfect. We got nothing. The only thing left I know that we can do is trying the lofted surface, profile, selection manager. Okay, here it does work. Okay, nice. That's nice. Direction 2 are these two. Now just let me add tangency, please. Open group. It should be. No, we don't want tangency there. Let's see if we just add here tangency, how it's gonna look like. So Solidworks apparently wants to to destroy this tutorial, but I'm not gonna let it do it. So I'm gonna insert again, just like we did before. It's gonna be surface fix 2, open, and import only surface bodies, and click OK. You don't wanna work? Well, I'm gonna make it work, whatever you do. So I guess this is gonna work now. Let's just hide these top two surfaces, and we go to delete face, and we delete these two because we're not gonna need this no more. Let's unhide this one and this one. Yeah, I'm just amazed how Solidworks is working sometimes. Let's see what's next. So we have to somehow transfer this on the left side as well, and we know we had a problem here that we need to solve. So to do that, I'm gonna use a right plane to trim this, what the hell, surface right plane, show trim surface. It has to be standard. Okay, so we're gonna trim out this left side. Okay, let's hide this plane, and we can knit these together because we have to make a fillet here. Click OK. Everything seems to be just fine. Like, I cannot believe what was happening in this area. You can see everything is working just fine. Amazingly, like, I cannot believe. So fillet is gonna be a normal fillet of 6 for this one. No, not the face. Okay, it's gonna be this edge. You can see it works nice. Not really nice, but I guess it's not gonna make us any more issues. Like, this was already way too much, and we need just a fillet here. So select this edge fillet, variable fillet, and top is gonna be 4, bottom is gonna be 5. Now, as you can see, we want it to be straight because it just looks better. It has like more logic like this. Click OK. And as you can see, we have all edges here in one line, but these fillets are like going out. So in order to remove that, we're gonna use top plane and go to trim and just trim it out. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, we have just a few more things to do. Mirror bodies to mirror is gonna be all of this on the right plane. Click OK. Let's knit this once more, or we don't have to. Let's see. Actually, we're gonna do here one filled surface to close this bottom face. So filled surface, I'm gonna filter edges here because we need only edges, so we go from here. Basically just select all these bottom edges of these surfaces or faces, however you call it. As you can see, it works fine, and it has to be just contact. We want flat face, and we select merge result. It's gonna do the same thing like we pressed knit. Deselect filter edge, and the only thing left is one fillet. Here is gonna be for this edge. Now if this doesn't work, I'm gonna shoot myself in the leg. So just a normal fillet of 0.35, and it worked. That's nice. Let's go here in surface bodies and just all these hidden surfaces, select them, press delete on keyboard, and we got rid of all unnecessary surfaces. As you can see, the shape is mainly done. We just have to finalize some things, and let's see if we try to thicken this up, is it gonna work? Like 0.5 to the inside. Yeah, so this thickening that hasn't failed means we practically did almost everything right. I was actually really afraid for this area because of these ugly fillets. You can see how they have split these faces in a very weird way. Take a look at this. Okay, and yeah, this was not easy. We don't need this thickening right now, so delete it. That was just trying to see is everything okay. If thickening was failed on your PC, then you are not really lucky. So we are now getting really close to the end. We now need to offset this huge surface body. So select everything like this. Make sure it's 0. This is basically copying of the surfaces. One of these can be called main body. So we're gonna hide this main body because we need another copy. So offset again 0, select everything and click OK. this one is gonna be top gloss part, and yeah, we need another one, so hide this one. We actually need two of them. Offset again 0, select everything. Okay, this is gonna be called top low gloss part. We're gonna hide this one as well, and we are just gonna, actually we don't, this what's left is gonna serve us as a reserve, so we can, yeah, we can just hide it and now play with these three that we offset it. So hide, it's called fillet. We can rename it to spare part. Okay, hide, and so we are gonna play with these. Let's now, while everything is hidden, make a top plane sketch. What we are basically now doing, we are starting to make solid bodies from these surface bodies. We're gonna start off with a 3-point arc, 1, 2, 3. Make sure that this center point is vertical with the origin, and make sure that these 2 points are horizontal. Now distance is gonna be 100 between these two, and we're gonna have the distance between midpoint and origin, that's gonna be 53.5. Radius is gonna be 1500, so 1500. That's the radius, and we just need another 2-point arcs. Actually, this is gonna be tangent arc. So going from this one like this, and from left here. Let's also make these two horizontal. Let's make this one 500 radius, and from origin it can go like 150, for example. Make sure that this one and this one, they should be equal. So that's pretty much it. Now we just gonna offset this, what we draw. Make sure select chain is selected, 0.1, and let's zoom in on this one. So select and make sure that it goes up like this. Click OK. Now again offset, we are offsetting this bottom by 3, and it's gonna go down, so like this. Okay, exit the sketch, and now we're gonna show one of these. Let's see actually what's next in my, okay, so we're gonna unhide top gloss parts, and we're gonna use the sketch we draw to trim, but we're gonna trim only this piece. Don't trim out this middle or something else, just this. Click OK. I'm gonna save this one, and I'm gonna also take this one and this one and this one, and offset them by 4.25. Direction is this one, so it goes down. Click OK. You're gonna see why we need that offset, you'll see, and we can now thicken this up by 1. It's gonna go inside like this. click OK, and we're gonna now take this surface offset, make sure it's visible, and click on it and use cut with surface. Direction is this one. Click OK, and yeah, it's not gonna work. Actually, we are first gonna use this trim sketch and make extruded cut. Now for the cuts, we're gonna disable thin feature. We're gonna go to selected contours, delete here, and just zoom in very carefully and select just this loop of lines, chain of lines, however you call it. Now this direction is gonna be like this, and we're gonna go through all both, so both directions, up and down. Click OK, and now we should be able to use this one to cut with surface. So yeah, that now worked. We can hide this surface offset, we don't need it now, I think. I'm gonna hide this sketch as well. Let's see what's next. We need fillets, so fillet 1 for this inside edge. Here on my part everything looks fine. I hope it's same on your side. And fillet 0.35 for the outside edge. No, not the face, edge. You should be able to select any of these edges. Again, everything seems to be fine, and this part is done for now, so I'm just gonna hide it, and now we can work on next thing. Now let's bring back this main body surface, show, and we're gonna offset now some faces. Let's see, I hope it's gonna work. So offset, make sure the offset distance is 4.25. We're gonna offset this one as well, this one, and same on this left side. I think we don't need these. We'll see. And yeah, let's see if this is gonna work. The direction is down, as you can see. Click OK, and it worked. Now we can trim by using this offset surface. We're gonna trim out this bottom piece. Everything should work. Let's see. Click OK. Okay, it worked, and let's hide this surface offset. Now this, what's left here, is gonna become however the top piece of this SPACEMOUSE model. So thicken by 0.5 to the inside, as you can see, and now let's see, is it gonna work? It's gonna take some time, but it does work. Save, and we can now make fillets. So 0.5, actually let's do first this one, R1 for this inside edge. As you can see, we're gonna have to select multiple edges just to make sure that this fillet is going all around this inside looking surfaces or faces, and it's gonna work. Yeah, okay, perfect. And for the outside edge, the radius is gonna be 0.5. And as you can see on my PC, it works fine. I hope you're doing the same. Now let's unhide one of these sketches. It's this one where we draw for the trimming, we're gonna use this one once more, and it's gonna be similar to what we already did. So sketch, select sketch, extrude cut, and disable thin feature. Go in selected contours, clear selections, and we are gonna select, this time around it's gonna be this one. Direction is gonna be this one, so that's what we want to cut. And here we're gonna choose through all both. It means direction 2 is also through all. And feature scope, we're gonna manually select this body. Click OK, and it works fine. Now let's unhide this one. No, where is the part we built? Here it is. So this is how it should look like. We have now two separated solid bodies, and between two of them we have 0.1. And yeah, as you can see here, we did make different fillets, but that was done on purpose, you'll see. Let's now hide this sketch and let's see what's next. Now I'm gonna again hide these two solid bodies because we need to work on third part. Third part is top low gloss part. No, that's the one we built. Main body. Okay, so I managed to screw the things up. I used some no, everything is fine actually, sorry. So we are gonna make now, by using this, what's left, top low gloss parts. Yeah, I actually mixed it up, but never mind. Surface is just surface. So we are gonna take this surface of set 6, show, and we're gonna select it and offset by 2.5. Direction is up. Click OK. Let's just for a moment hide this main surface. Okay, and hide this surface offset. We just need this last we built. And let's extend it. Extend surface. It's gonna be distance of 3 millimeters, and we're gonna select all these outside edges. I'm gonna filter edges for easier selection. Okay, and it ended here. We have a small hole here. Okay. Okay, just a few of these are left. It's taking a while, but I think everything is gonna be fine. And I was wrong, nothing is fine. Yeah, I fucking hate when this happens. Like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Let's just try. Yeah, I fucking know. It's always some problem with this Solidworks. I cannot believe. So we're gonna use right plane to trim out this side, extend surface, and let's try again by extending only a half, distance of 3 millimeters. Okay, here is some small issue here. That doesn't look good. Let's try it this time. And now it worked with one glitch here. Let's try typing in 2 millimeters and see if this glitch is gonna disappear. No. Two millimeters. Yeah, with 2 millimeters we have somehow managed to make it work. And mirror bodies to mirror, we're gonna mirror this one on the right plane. We're gonna knit all these together. Okay, now let's hide it and unhide this one. So we are this time going to thicken this whole thing up. By 1. Let's see if it's gonna work at all or not. No, we actually need to, we're gonna trim it out with this extended surface. So trim tool is gonna be this one, no, not that one, the offset, and remove this top piece. Okay, finally something is working fine. Hide surface extend, and this is what we want, this is what's left, this bottom part. Thickening for 1 millimeter to the inside. Click OK, and we just have to shorten this thickened body, and for that we can use this spare surface. It's good we saved it. So offset surface by 4.5, and we're gonna select these. And let's also try these, like it might work, it might not work. And direction is, as you can see, down. Click OK. Okay, I cannot believe it's working. So hide this spare, and let's just check something. This one of these surface offset should be surface offset 6 425. Okay, that's everything is fine. So we take this last surface offset and cut with surface. We select here in feature scope this thicken body, and direction is up. We are cutting the top part, and for some reason it doesn't work. Let's see what can be wrong. Let's try actually using thickened cut. Why not? Like select this surface, and it can be like 1. Just direction can have to be top. Again, feature scope, select this one only. Click OK. No, 0.1. Face which failed, check. How do I know what failed? Like, I'm not. Let's jump in this surface offset and try. Actually, we need this spare to be visible as well. And jump here, and let's unselect from this surface offset this one and this one. I believe those two are making us a huge problem. Okay, let's unselect these as well. I'm gonna hide this spare and let's try once more. I see what the issue is. It's just unbelievable. Cut with surface. Fuck off, mate. Let's actually build a boundary surface here. So direction 1 is gonna be selection manager, these edges. I cannot believe like how this Solidworks works. So these, and direction 2 is gonna be this edge. Click OK. How the fuck I pressed X? I cannot believe this. Direction 2 edge, direction 1 edge, selection manager, these. Click OK and click OK. Okay. So I'm really getting nervous right now because we are so close to the end. Everything is fine, but this is just unbelievable. Mirror, bodies to mirror is this one. Click OK and let's knit these three together. And let's unhide this last thicken. And now if it doesn't work, I'm really gonna become nervous. So cut with surface. Surface is this one, direction is top, and feature scope this solid body. Perfect. Let's try thickened cut, yes. 0.1 feature scope this one. 0 thickness, like what else is gonna show up? Let's extend these. I think these actually are also what's causing the problem. So just those 4 edges. Distance can be 3. Thicken. Let's try this time around. Cut with surface. That's it. So these were the problem, nothing else. Sorry guys for this. Let's hide the surface and let's see what actually we have made. Okay, solid bodies, show, and as you can see, looking from the side, we have a small distance between all these parts, and that's what we wanted. And yeah, we are really close to the end, and actually the biggest issues are overcome. Then soon we're gonna be able to enjoy the finished model. And we came till the end of this. We have just a few stuff to do here. So the first thing we have to do is to import another part. So go to insert part. You're gonna insert, let's just find it. It's called import parts. All these parts are gonna be linked down below. So open, and now this is really important. We want to transfer solid bodies. This is gonna take a while. Surface bodies and sketches. Is there any sketches? Axis, planes, cosmetic trees, as well as absorbed sketches, unabsorbed sketches. Absorb. We're gonna import both. Model dimensions, coordinates. Okay, just click OK here. It's gonna take some time. And click OK. Now as you can see, we have imported all these buttons, this, let's call it joystick, inside. Let me show you what we have inside. We have like this should be like a glass, so let's solid body. I'm just gonna add appearance of glass so you can see what's inside. Clear glass, just a few like few spheres representing the LED lights. We also have free surfaces here. You're gonna see why and how we're gonna use them, and you must be wondering why we have done this. Why haven't I made a tutorial how to make all these buttons, how to make this joystick, how to make these buttons, how to make the screen that is also imported. So let me show you. Yeah, here it is. Because it would take just way too much time. When I was creating this model before even tutorial was prepared, I actually needed so much time to do all of these buttons because they are not really simple. If you zoom in, you're gonna see how actually complex all of these buttons are. It took me like 2 or 3 weeks just to do buttons, and trust me, all these buttons and some details like these numbers and these letters on button took me like more time to do than all things rest, like all the surfacing job. So it was hard, and the only thing that was not perfect is the font for the letters. I just couldn't find better font, but that's not a big deal. So let's unhide our okay, let's unhide this one. Okay, just one part is still hidden, it's this one. Okay, so we're gonna use one of these sketches that we imported. It's this one. Actually, we're gonna do that later. Let's first use top plane and offset it, so make a new plane by 0.05. Direction is up. When you zoom in, you're gonna see it. Okay, click OK, and we're gonna do cut with surface. Direction is, here is the arrow, it goes down, and feature scope is this body. Click OK. So this was just nice polishing of this bottom surface because it wasn't perfect. Let's hide this plane, and I'm also gonna just quickly hide this body and use this face, move face. We want to move it up by just a small amount, like 0.5. Let's see, is it gonna work? Yes, worked very well. And we can now start using these sketches. So this sketch, extrude cut, is gonna be thin feature this time, and direction is gonna be outside like it is, and 0.35 is the thickness. Distance to go in is 0.25. So these are just some details. If you do a rendering video with me, you'll see what details are these gonna be. Now again, move face, and we're gonna just move this face up by 0.2. So what we did here is we made a cut, and this face is now lower from this one by 0.2. We can hide this sketch, and we are gonna use this sketch extruded cut. We actually want, it's this one, we want all these, so press here on sketch, don't press that one piece of sketch just like I did. So again, extruded cut 0.5, and this is direction. Feature scope, only this one. Click OK. I'm gonna hide this sketch, and now as you can see we have created the holes for these rubber parts. So that was that. Let's see what's next. We have this sketch as well, it's this one, and this sketch is gonna serve us to cut the holes for these buttons. To do that we actually have to unhide our body, it's this one. So it wouldn't really make a lot of sense not to have these cuts. Buttons would look stupid without it. So sketch, and now extrude cut, selected contours. We're gonna have to select these contours carefully. So area, this one, 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 like this. We're gonna leave this for the end. Now here these four, and here inside we want this chain. Okay, now the direction is up through all, and feature scope, we just want to cut this top part. Click OK, and let's just hide this sketch to see our results. As you can see, now it looks a lot better. As you can see, yeah, some of these buttons are not really perfect, but I really couldn't do better. It wasn't so easy because I really wanted to make these buttons look as realistic as possible. Now you can see this is also the part we imported. As you can see, it's slightly, just a second, it's slightly thicker than this main one. So this solid body is actually a glass that is something like a glass that is on the top of this black gloss that is underneath. You'll see that later. And let's actually hide that one. We want it to be hidden just for a moment. Hide. This is our part that wasn't imported, we had it already. And we also doing the same thing, we are cutting holes for these elements here, for the screen and for these buttons. This time around we are using surfaces. So cut with surface, we use this surface, direction is this one inside, and feature scope is this solid body. Click OK, and we can hide this surface now. That's the hole for the buttons. And we need here another one. So cut with surface, same direction, wait, direction is inside, feature scope this one. Hide the surface. What the hell? Okay. And the last thing is to make the cutout here so we can see the screen inside. Cut with surface. Direction is inside, and this is feature scope body. Click OK, and we can hide this one as well. Now this is the screen that we imported. In the rendering we're gonna use it to just place some label that should be there, and let's just add some appearance here so we better see what we have Done. And there is actually one fillet to add. Just hide this main body, fillet 1, no, not 10, 1. It should go all the way around, and it does. Click OK. So like I said, let's just add some appearance to this part so we can see what are we doing. This bottom piece is gonna be something like a high gloss black. Okay, these feet, they are from rubber, so I'm gonna present them with a slightly less dark high gloss as well. This one can be as well a really black high gloss. The screen, we can make it blue, red, or anything. I'm gonna do blue. And let's just hide this body, because under the screen we still have one solid body. This solid body is serving us, as you can see, as some type of boundary, so once you place the screen, it's not visible. If you do some lighting effects on that screen, the light is not gonna go out in the model, because this solid body protects, you know what I mean. So we're gonna make this one black as well. Okay, now this one is gonna be something like a medium gloss or low gloss. Black low gloss. Okay, this ring should be metal. I'm gonna use chromium plate. Okay, I'm gonna leave these buttons because I don't want to mess around with them, but basically what you can do is make all the buttons. Let's actually hide this, and let's hide this one and this one. Hide everything except the buttons. And we need this one to be some color, because this LED, I'm gonna make a red to really separate it. Actually, we have to select it as a solid body, so red. Okay, and we're gonna hide these as well. Hide bodies. Okay, and we're gonna hide these. So we select everything and make it, I'm gonna use some different type of black color, like dark power coat. Okay, what you basically have to do is just filter faces and make these letters white. I'm not gonna mess around with that because it would take a while, but this is the example of what you have to do. And what the hell? Okay, from some reason all sketches are visible, so I'm gonna go here and hide sketches. Not really easy. Basically all sketches are turned up. I cannot believe this. Hide. Okay, sketches. We just have to unhide our bodies. Also here we have a small LED, forgot to mention that. Hide this one, and this one should be like blue. This one on the top should be glass. Okay, now we can unhide all solid bodies. So hide, unhide, and this is how it's looking like. Here we have our glass it's imported, as you can see, and everything looks good if you ask me. I just think I'm missing a fillet here. Yeah. And I failed to cut this glass. How did I manage to do this? I cannot believe. So let's select this solid body, right click. Where is the, actually let's just select it and add some normal, like I'm gonna add red so we can see it. I managed to do something stupid, and that's not cutting the hole in the glass. So what we have to do now is to select these faces, and that's not gonna be easy. Filter faces turned on, and select these faces. Damn, this is so complex now. What have I pressed? How is this now happening? I'm not selecting that. Okay, offset surface by 0. So yeah, mistakes like this can happen anytime. I'm just gonna extend this one. So extend this surface we just offset it. I'm gonna use 5 just so I can make it as visible as I can, and I failed to add one corner there. Okay. Mirror, bodies to mirror this one, face plane, right plane, click OK, hide this one, and again cut with surface. This is the surface, direction is inside, body is this one. Okay. And yeah, we just need fillets, so 0.25 for this edge and this one. And click OK. And that's also done. Now we select that solid body and bring it back to glass, clear glass, and now it has a lot more sense. I also forgot one small fillet. I cannot believe it. So fillet 0.25 for this edge. Save, and what's left to do is to add this solid body some appearance. I'm gonna use a low gloss now, black one. Okay, so that's everything done finally. So like I said, you just have to transfer those all these to a white color, and you have done everything. So I hope you came to the end of this one with me. It wasn't easy, but I think we managed to do it very well. And now let's see shortly what we have done here. I think the model looks really decent, really, like, not perfect, but it's look really amazing, and it's gonna be really useful for you who like to do rendering. Now, of course, this model maybe not be able to be produced in a real life, but I think the purpose of this video was to give you some base knowledge about surfacing, and therefore how to, for example, break down these complex surfaces into a few more simple surfaces that you can easily produce, and therefore connect them all in one model. We have started like pretty easily with some of these surfaces here and this one here. We connected them easily with this one. Slight problems here with this fillet, but we mirrored the one that was perfect. Later we had to do this top face, and yeah, this was probably the easiest part of it. We had some work to do on this one, because you can see here it starts like a fillet, but it's actually transitioning in something completely different. We had this uh, area slightly raised up, and in the end we had these surfaces that are like slightly looking sharp, but still they're not fully sharp. And here I don't like how this turned out, but yeah, sometimes you just can't pull the maximum out of it. And we have imported these buttons, we have imported the joystick, the screen, but I don't think I wanted you to focus on these parts, because it's something like that would take us a lot of work, a lot of time, and you wouldn't really learn a lot from those. I wanted you to just mainly focus on this main shape, main surfaces of this model, and yeah, gain the knowledge of how to break it down to a simple small surfaces, or you know, so you can produce it. And yeah, rate the video. I hope you like it, hope you learned something, enjoyed. And yeah, that was everything for this one. As you can see, my space mouse is really working perfectly. I can really do a lot with it, and I mostly like about these space mouses that you can like zoom in, zoom out, and pan at the same time. That's like really perfect. Rotates smoothly your parts, and yeah, you have a lot of navigation here. You can like do anything, a lot of shortcuts, so that's perfect. See ya and bye bye.